Hello, this is Allie with the Synergistic Mystics. I download source energy to solve solutions. SOUL, solutions. Today I'm going to talk to you about a question that came up in the Hot and Holy group. How do I stay joyful as I redesign my life? And I love this question. Join me. This is a wonderful question. So many times we go through deep change and a lot of uncertainty surrounds that. And it can be really confusing how to manage the new changes with a bright and hopeful future, because the change in itself can be very overwhelming. Just know you're on track, and it's hard to believe that because maybe there's some resistance that you're creating and you think, okay, I'm trying to change, but now I feel resistance and that's hard for me. Just like the seasons, we go through the abundance of spring and summer's joyful celebrations and the warmth. Fall starts to wind down, but we're harvesting. But does winter have a purpose? Does it have a purpose to dig down into the winter of your life? Sure. And that's what you're doing. So be joyful during these changes, because there's some things that are underneath these changes that you might have had unconscious fears about changing. And they got to come up. And as they do, you've got skills, and I'm going to teach you some of them. One skill is our thoughts go wonky. They do, right? Our thoughts go wonky, and we kind of spiral down, wondering what the hell we're doing. Maybe we're trying to make changes during other challenging times, like health or divorce or death or loss of a job. And we think, oh my God, like, how am I supposed to hold all this together and make these changes? Because changes can be piled up on top of each other, and that can be overwhelming. That's okay. I want to tell you something about your thoughts. Your thoughts can be controlled. And you got to do that when you're starting to work yourself up. And so when you get a thought that you can't control, I want you to say, I don't want that thought. I don't want that thought right now. Most likely, I don't want that thought ever. And replace that thought with something joyful. Like, I'm really proud of myself for how far I've come. I really like who I'm becoming. I can do this. I can make these changes. These changes are good for me. I may be wanting more results than my life is ready to show me, but I believe in myself. I believe in where I'm going with this. Everything's going to be okay. This is working out. Even though it's scary, I got this. I like who I'm becoming. Replace the old, repetitive, unhelpful chatter with something like these suggestions. It's going to help you. I decided not that long ago, because we're always changing, and one of my changes recently was to not be in fear. Because being so psychic, I can pick up on all the shit the world is going through, and that's scary for me. So I decided I wasn't going to be fearful anymore, and I'm not going to be fearful anymore. But one way I'm going to achieve that is to change my thoughts, and I do. So when something overwhelming comes my way, I think, I'm building a new earth. I was born to build this new earth. I'm here for a reason during this time to build this completely new dimension. And you know, this dimension of the new earth, it's not really being built. It feels like it is, but it's already there. But I need to elevate my own frequency enough so I can see it. And as I awaken, so will others. So when you go diving in the deep with changes of life, you're digging in the deep to excavate those dark energies, densities, fear and emotion that's not helpful, and trauma. And you're doing that so other people can heal too. Because when one of us hits a frequency of change, you actually create a whole new elevator floor for the world. And let me see how I can explain that. It's kind of like when I was explaining to you about the mantras. When you say a mantra or a prayer, and you say one that is like the rosary or one of the mantras from Buddhism or Hindu, those have been repeated by all the saints and gurus throughout time. Then when you say it, time is all present. You're tapping into the exact frequency, and it's still being said in some space-time continuum. So when you reach your own changes, and you have that aha moment, like, this is good. I need this. This is a good feeling. I'm starting to really love myself through these changes. You open up a whole vortex of self-love that other people can find those frequencies unconsciously, because we are all one, and you begin to heal the world. So this is all very, very relevant right now. Don't be afraid to change. Don't be afraid to be challenged by your changes. It's all working out for you. Thank you for the question.